Well, hello and welcome back to another Tutorial Tuesday. This is the 10th time I've done this year. This is week number 10. We're going to do some tutorials from FreeCodeCamp. We've got learning modern JavaScript methods. And also, if time permits, we might do another one. I gotta remember where I have that. Let's see. No, I think we're just gonna go with the building football team cards with the JavaScript methods, and take it from there. Okay. So I don't know how much preamble I want to give for this just yet. Kind of just want to jump right in. But yeah, I got some new stuff going on the stream there. You want to get the progress bar going. I do need the progress bar up. Why do I not have the progress bar up? Progress bar should be up. Oh, we don't have it on yet. I do need to just make an adjustment for how many steps there are for that one. I really wish I could figure out how to take this in automatically. I think I know. I think I have an idea, but it's gonna take some time. I'm gonna go over to the screen here. Oh gosh, no, the zoom to mouse is not working. Okay, I might have to stop that script. Can I turn it off? Zoom any source. Oh, wait a minute. Interesting. Okay, I might have to play around with this a little bit more. There was this OBS script here that zooms. Now, there are some other things that I have not done to play around with this. Speed follow border, outside bounds. I don't know what any of that stuff does. Zoom source, you can do different sources. Right, and you have to zoom with the source specifically. Yeah. On my left display and my right display, and then I have some other stuff going on there. Yeah. OBS did a big update recently, and it broke a lot of plugins. I'm not sure what exactly is, the technical reason for that, but yeah, that's what's happening. Let's see. I want to I don't want to delete them, but I want to disable them. I'm not sure. I think what's going on is I have to. I think it's triggering from something on the what do you call it? Advanced scene switcher here. Focus that. No, it's like a zoom in. Overlay zoom. Wait, no. Move camera up. Move camera there. Shift ticker. Chat. No, that's not it. It's not music. It's not this. I don't know what's going on with monitors. It's focused. What's that? I don't want it to pop up every single time. I don't know where the setting is, honestly. I'm going to get the streamer bot going as well. Ticker. Another ticker. 45 steps. I gotta figure out a way to set that automatically. I think I know an idea. I think I have an idea to go in and get the info from this page. Yeah. What I should try to do is to do it in that script that I already have. But yeah, it's yeah. This is the tutorial I'm going to be doing. And generally what I like to do with this is to do it as a kind of co-working space here. And what I'll do is I'll run the Pomodoro timer. I should just start that right now. With this first Pomodoro, well, I mean, I want to stay focused on the task here. What I do is I kind of like, my goal for today is to get through this tutorial, and I'll use Pomodoros to help me achieve that goal. And if you would like to follow along, you can. If you'd like to just, put this on in the background at a lower volume, and like you'll be alerted when the Pomodoros go off, if you want to do something on your own, then go right ahead. Nothing's stopping you. You can use this however the hell you want. This is America. As of September 30th, 2025, you are allowed to do that in America. That's sure, who knows? Who knows what might happen? Let's see. I'm going to start the timer now, and then we'll get focused on this. I kind of wanted to... I am just all out of it this morning. Okay. There's a bunch of stuff I need to do with this stream, but I really should focus. That's what we're here for. Okay. JavaScript algorithms and data structures. Nice, it does show up on there. Okay. I mean, it's not the right thing, but it's fine. We will go over to here. So, one common aspect of building... I'm going to start the timer here. Start the timer. The first of 8 Pomodoros starts now. And learn modern JavaScript methods by building football team cards. One common aspect of building web apps: processing data sets and then outputting information to the screen. In this sports team cards project, we'll learn how to work with DOM manipulation, object destructuring, event handling, and data filtering. And this project will cover concepts like default parameters, object.freeze, and reinforce your knowledge of the switch statement and map method. So let's go ahead and start. I did want to kind of like take a look at the last week. So last week, what we did, what I need to do is to set this as week 10. And I want to open up week 9, which is what we did last week. And we did this user story thing with the certification project, where we built a palindrome checker. And a lot of these user stories were the setup, and then a lot more of this was just tests. So like 12 of these were just tests. Test cases. I didn't take good notes last week, did I? We looked at the date object. We did a change event, detects when an HTML event has changed. That was on the event listener, I think. And the switch statement we used as well. Right. Okay. I didn't take good notes. I did not take my takeaways. I was kind of in a hurry to get out of there last week. But that was last week. So this week, we've yet, let's see. This is awesome. I have the sticker updating automatically from here. Isn't that going to be fun? Cool. So, and the background. Chat messages. I don't really care. I'm going to delete that. There. From my template. Let's see. You get the very energetic Kevin in the morning. Of course. All right. Take notes here. Right, and then follow me over here to this side. I'm gonna expand this a little bit. I do want to get the docs up, I think, because that has been helpful. But this is a preview of what we will build. We have looks like a header element here, team stats, and then inside of this, like entire container, is a div with a bunch of spans here. So we have Team Argentina, and we have Sport Football, year 1986, head coach Carlos Velardo. And then so if we change this, does this change? All players, nicknames. Okay, so this is for a specific team. We're not changing any of this information. That information is going to be static by the looks of it. But we will have a drop-down element, and that's going to build this list of players that is put up like their cards. And then we have this little freeCodeCamp thing at the bottom, which I don't know if we're going to have that on ours, but we'll keep an eye out for that. And so we have information for each of these players. We have to propagate a card, the values. So we're going to need to have the data given to us. I am not typing all of this. Ricardo Bocchini, position midfielder, number 3, nickname El Boga, or El Bocha. Okay, and I don't even know who this is. Is this a real team? Nicknames? So it's just people with nicknames? I guess so. I guess the philosopher of football, Jorge Valdano. Captain Diego Maradona. Okay, so maybe this is the real team. I think they won the World Cup in that year. But I think I have a good idea about what's going on here. So let's go and take a look at the setup code here. We're gonna create all of the JavaScript. We get the blank slate in terms of the JavaScript, but we do have to take a look at. I wonder if you can pop this out. Can you? You can pop it out. Papadopoulos. Look at that. Okay. That's cool. I mean, this is like a Flexbox thing, so it's going to what do you call it? Bounce up and down. Shooty. Okay. One thing I did want to do, so I did want to just take a note, because when I go on break, I do want to try to fix something. I'll do that later, but let's see. So I think it was still broken though. Okay. So it looks like everybody's having problems with this one. I don't think there's an official release yet. Sorry for being distracted here. Oh my gosh, it hasn't been updated in 2 years. This guy's like, it's it's not maintained. I might just have to drop it, but then that's disappointing. Well, I mean, you know what? I could probably just, fork this, copy it myself. I could probably twiddle with it, tweak it, and make it work for me. I don't know what the... Oh gosh, this is such... Oh my god. What is going on? There's like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nested elements. Why are you doing it that way? You gotta break that up into separate elements. Oh gosh, okay. Alright, I gotta get back on track here. So, what we're doing here, we're gonna look at, yeah, I could look at the styling here. I think I'd like to look at the HTML first. Get an idea of what variables we're dealing with here. Doc type HTML. I gotta remember this. I always forget this when I build out my own HTML. Doc type HTML. HTML language is English. That's gonna end up in the... I don't know why that happened. That's gonna end up in the HTML tag, the language. You said the language there. And then the HTML is gonna have 2 elements, right? It's gonna have a head and it's gonna have a body, right? Yeah, and then you have a main element inside the body usually. Okay, that's the way we do things. Okay, so the encoding is actually the car set or char set, or however you want to pronounce that. You put that in a meta tag in the head and the meta tag for the HTTP equivalent. Don't know what that is. Maybe we have an HTTPS version and then an HTTP version. I don't know. I'm not going to dive that deeply today. Content IE is the Edge. I think this is just saying like the Internet Explorer is the same as Edge, I guess. Meta name. You got this other meta tag with the name being the viewport and the content. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know about these meta tags. I have to learn. I have to learn about these things. Initial scale is 1. That's with title learn. Modern JavaScript methods by building football team cards, and the title. So inside of the head we have some meta tags and we have the title element. Then we have the link to the style sheet. Okay. Close that up. Let's unroll the body here. Let's work the body here. H1 class title team stats. Just as I thought that this was going to be an H1 header. And then main. Inside of our main we have div class team stats. So that first div is right. That's so we have some spanners here that I thought would be there. We have team, sport, year, and head coach, and we're gonna have to fill that stuff out. Okay. Not gonna do this statically. We're gonna use some JavaScript for that. Let's see. And the next element is a form here, right? The label for the drop-down menu here. The options label is the class that we're calling this, and then this is for the player's ID. This element, this select element, name players, filter teammates up on there, and let's see. Okay, so for each of these, oh wait, no, we're still in this part. We're still in here. We have the options for the, why does it do that? For the drop-down menu here. All nickname, forward, midfielder, and we're just putting that in statically here into the HTML. now this is where the dynamic stuff happens, right? This is where we're adding a card for each. Okay, so this inside of this div is all of the cards. Okay. So inside of this cards div, we're going to add cards with script.js here. And we have to generate all of this from the data set that we have. Cool. So that's going to be interesting to see how we do that. Right, okay, and then that's the end of that class, over that element there, and then we have a footer here. The FreeCodeCamp. Okay, so it does show up. And we're putting the script at the bottom here. There was a reason for this. I think it's because we're like updating information, like we need to have a listener or something. So it needs to load after. I'm not sure what the reason is to have this at the bottom rather than at the top. I have to go back and review that section. But then in these styles here, we've got let's see, there's actions. I'm not sure what these things do. I need to learn about these right after. The stars for all. Box sizing, border box, margin, and padding. I don't know what border box is for this. Not familiar with that top section there that much. Roots, I am familiar with that. It's setting like variables and stuff. So you're setting dark gray, light gray, white, black. So we can use these in our when we call, background color. We can call it as a variable. Rather than changing every single time that we have that color, we can just say, okay, we want our dark gray to be this, and then it just changes all the other ones. Text align, center. I don't know if I've used text align for centering like that. Adding in pixels there. That's for the body, okay. And title class, options label class, theme stats class, and the footer. We're gonna have the color be white. Interesting, right? Okay, so for title, options label, theme stats, and then the footer down there. Okay. Title, we're also going to add a margin, and I forget what this is, right? It's either top and bottom in that. I think I can play around with it actually. What happens if I make it like really big? Okay, so that is top and bottom. And then the other one is left and right. So if I do like something like that, I don't know what that did, actually. Oh, it was left and right. I'm not sure. Theme stats. Stats. That's this one here. I'm displayed as a flex. Space around. And the wrap, so that's when I think that's when we do this. And it spreads out accordingly. It's interesting that it doesn't go like team sport year coach underneath. You know, team sport on one line and then year coach underneath. I don't understand why that would be the case. We have font size, we have a margin. You notice they're using these REM elements. I'm not very familiar with them. I need to learn CSS. Options label. We're like mainly focused on the JavaScript, but I do want to learn how everything is set up here. Options label is this part, right? So the font size, I think it's this one. I think it's with the filter teammates. So if I make this like really large, yeah, there it is. Okay. And then the cards are flex. We do the wrap with that as well. So there, center, line item center. So I'm kind of curious why. So these just automatically get organized as a kind of grid-like thing there. Not sure about that border box thing. And so each player card is going to have some styling here. We're going to put a radius around the edge. Oh, let's see. Yeah. Oh. There we go. Okay. I'm not sure if this does this at media thing. Max width. It's going to be flex direction is in column. Okay, so that makes sense. So yeah, like I've seen the flex direction. So if we change this to row, it's gonna change it to always be that, or is it gonna? I guess it's always that then, if you do it that way. But if you do it as a column, it's like that, but then it's able to go as like a row. I don't know. Okay, we're mainly focused on the JavaScript. We have 5 more minutes in this Pomodoro. Let's get started with step 1. In this project, you will build a set of faulty cards and learn about nested objects, object destructuring, and default parameters. Okay. All of the HTML and CSS for this project has been provided. We're going to start by accessing the ID called team from the HTML document. And we're going to store that in a constant called team name. And to access that element, we're going to go, of course, use the get element dot by ID, get element by ID. And we can just pass the team here. And now we have that. And we can also, just console see what that team name says. It doesn't say anything right now, I don't believe. Yeah. Let's go on to the next step arena though. Next, we're going to access the ID called sport. We're going to save that in a constant variable named type of sport. And we access that in the same way. Get ID. A sport. And we got to get the year and then the head coach, right? I don't know why they didn't just have us do that for the head coach as well. But that will be the next step, I suppose. We're basically just creating these variables that we can alter, play around with. Sport and assign this to the year. Because like what I can do, right, is I can go like type of sports. And I can do inner text. I can set that to, hey, this is sports. that changes? Does that work? I thought it could. I thought you could. So inside of that element. So interesting. Okay. Not that one. This one. Where is it? Why do my sporps not work? I had a prediction, and my prediction was wrong. So inside the span ID, right? The inner text. I can't set the inner text. Missing something then. Should automatically update. Okay. Well, we'll get to that, I guess. I was hoping that I remembered something, but I did not. We'll move on, and then we'll finish up with the head coach. Element and head coach. Gotta access it. Get element by ID. Just the ID. And we're also going to assign a variable. Should be right along. And we'll end this Pomodoro with a plea to support your local FreeCodeCamp. This is the one. This local one. Yeah, help millions of people learn. As I like to say, your money can maybe help people do things. So go ahead and do that. I'm going to take a break, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. Hey, we're back at it, but I'm doing a quick little update to my OBS. So let me we'll fix this here. Fix this up here. Let's see. You know, I think I'm just gonna search. Do a search. Okay. Somewhere in here, I've got a thing saved. So I'm gonna go through here. Let's see. One more const variable is what we need to get the players a drop-down list. And we're going to assign it. Players. Easy peasy. 10% of the way there already. Soldiering on to the next one after this. Now it is time to build out the data structure that will hold all of the information of your football team. Below the variables you just created, create a new const called my favorite football team. Do I get to change the players and stuff? That's interesting. An empty object, okay. Can I just make shit up? That would be fun. What am I doing here? Oh, no, it's gonna have to be Argentina. Okay, whatever. I'm starting to think we're not actually pulling data from a... We should be, though, right? I don't get where we're gonna get this information from. I think that works. Yeah. That is an object. And let's see. What else we need to add here? We need a sport. Foosball. The year is gonna be 1986. If we can pass in integers there. He named is World Cup winner. Well, that's gonna be a sparse variable, isn't it? New key called head coach with a team of an empty object. Interesting. So you're gonna have the head coach is gonna have his own things there. What am I doing wrong here? Does it not have an is World Cup winner property? Am I doing something wrong? It is a Boolean. Is it not a Boolean? It looks like a Boolean to me. It's not capitalized, is it? True is not defined. It's lowercase, isn't it? What am I missing? My favorite foosball team is World Cup. Oh, it's the Word Cup. Okay. It won't actually be the World Cup, not the Word Cup. Okay. I get you. That's fine. Inside the head coach object, we're going to add a property with a key named coach name. We're going to add Carlos Bilardo. And then matches. But he shouldn't play with matches. Number of matches is 7. Okay. Maybe it's the number of matches he played. Maybe it's not the number of matches he played with as a child. Below the head coach property, create a new property with a key named players. In an empty array. Okay. Wait, what am I doing? Below the head coach property. Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing? I hit something. I shouldn't have hit something. Should be here. Should be an empty array then? Just like that? That's it. Okay. My favorite football team. So this is why it's so confusing, because they have this closing tag right at the end. This closing bracket. But it looks like we need to be like in, yeah, I don't know. Let's go to the next challenge, shall we? Can we? Can we go to the next challenge? Am I allowed to go to the next challenge? Am I allowed to go to the next challenge here? Inside that layers array, we're going to create a new object with the following properties. Example code. Okay. Okay. I don't like that you have to drop that down in order to see what you're supposed to see. It seems like that should be optional. Right, okay. So inside of the players array, so the first object here is going to be a name. And I guess we're going to actually put in this person's name. And then I do not have whatchamacallit. That see could not be reached. See, that sometimes you get that. Could just like copy and paste all that. Let's go copy that one. I don't know if I have. No, I do not. I do not have Spanish language keyboard settings on my computer right now. On my Windows machine. He's number 1. He's not the captain, though. His nickname is Null. Kind of a boring nickname. Sure, he's not nothing. Make sure that I'm logged in here. Yeah, I'm logged in. Do we have let me do a speed test and see how we doing here. Something's going up. Something's going funky. It's not great. No, it's good. It's fine. Download speed is really good. Upload speed good. Yeah, it's fine. No, I am not typing all of these. Why are you making me type all these? Like, all I have to do is just, like, copy, paste, and then put commas. And then fix the, that. There we go. I'm not typing every single guy's name and all of their stats. That's just crazy talk. The rest of the data for my football team .players array has been filled out for you. Thank you very much. The next step is to ensure that you can't modify this object by adding or removing any properties. We're going to use a method called object.freeze, which will freeze this object to prevent any changes being made to it. Okay, never heard of this. Okay, object.freeze, freeze any objects. Okay, so cool. Okay. Do I just, so when you say object.freeze, I don't pass in. So my favorite football team being an object has this property or this method available to it. I'm assuming. No? Okay, I was wrong. You should specify that. So it's in the object class method, maybe is what it is, but it's not. It's not an object method. It's a class method. Is that right? And then we just pass in my favorite football team. That's it. Okay. Object.freeze. I have not been taking good notes. Let's go ahead and do this. We can, pass in the object. Yeah. It's decent up there. Okay. I don't know. Is that so? If you try to edit it in the HTML, will that not work or something? Not sure. Next step is to access the key called sport. Ooh. From my favorite football team object. And assign it to a new constant. Okay. Called sport. Okay. You can use dot notation. Thank you. Thank you for letting me do that. Below the sport variable, access the key called team from the my favorite football team object. And we're gonna give it to team because we just like to type here. We just love to type. It is it's a pedagogical tool. It's just get yourself that muscle memory and stuff. Oh gosh, my back, neck. Not my pussy or my crack though. In the last two steps, you have been accessing properties from the favorite football team object using dot notation and using them, or assigning them to new constant variables. But in JavaScript, there's an easier way to accomplish the same goal. Object destructuring syntax. Okay, that sounds dangerous. Object destructuring syntax. Oops. There we go. Bolderize it. Bold it. Destructuring. That's not a word according to my spell checker here. Let's go back over here. You can unpack values from arrays and objects. Okay, let's see. Boy. Okay. Rewrite the 2 lines of code below using this destructuring syntax. Okay. So we have our example object here, the developer object, with 2 properties, name and is developer, and they have the values of Jessica Wilkinson true, respectively there. Object destructuring. You create a const. Oh, this is like assigning to tuples and stuff. Okay. In Python. In Python, what you could do is you can like name like variable 1, or you could do like, you know, AB is equal to, and then like there's a tuple, and then we could have like, you know, value B, and that will assign them as that will assign value A to the variable A, and then value B to the assigned to variable B. And so this is a similar idea. Name is developer, but you're putting this in these things there. And I should also say that like there's implicitly this is what's going on, is that you have a tuple, and then you have, you know, and then you have these things. This is an implicit tuple in Python. Is developer and a developer object. So you have to make sure that you get the right number of properties, though, I think, right? Or will it just, you know, because I don't think that these are ordered. Are objects ordered? I think it's a little bit different though. So I think you actually, you have to name these as their respective properties. Is that a thing? Like, let me see if that's a thing. Hopefully it's in the docs. Yeah, there we go. Destructuring. Distinct variables can be used to receive data like that. Try it. So, okay, so it is very similar to Python with this, but the problem is, like, I'm not sure I understand with objects. This is destructuring in general. Property 1, property 2. So these are ordered. Objects are ordered? They're like an ordered dictionary? Is that what they are? That seems bad. Like I'm supposed to remember the ordering. I didn't think objects were iterable. Weird. doesn't seem great, to be honest. 4 more minutes until we take another break. Is that not correct? To use object destructuring to access sports and team values. Oh no, because it's not developer object. What am I doing, man? What am I doing? My favorite foosball team. Sport and team. Sport and team. I was just copying. I was just aping. That's it. That's what I wanted. And the next, we're going to add this to the destructuring. So it does work that way? I'm just very confused because... I have to scroll all the way up. Team, sport, year in is World Cup winner or year in head coach? Year in players? So can I do it this way, or do you have to get in, like... Okay. So it does access them. You have to give the right thing, though. So what happens if I go, like, is World Cup? Oh, I guess that doesn't work. What if I do it here? I guess it just doesn't work. I don't know. Is this how we're doing it? Okay. A coach name, what if he doesn't have a property? Like, what happens then? Matches 7. Can I sign something that doesn't work? Match. Carlos Biardo is undefined, so match does not exist, but if we put matches... There we go. Okay. So it does have to match the property. All right. Good to know. Now you need to start displaying the team's information on the screen, and below our destructuring assignments, we're going to assign the sport variable to type of sport.text content. As we complete the task, you should see the result in the preview window. Okay. Oh, wait. Yeah, below. Okay, so we need to do... Oh, so it's text content. Okay, that's what I was missing. I was trying to do like inner text or something like that. All right. I can just assign that to sport. Hey, squad. It's time for a break. Okie dokie, we are here to let's see program data. I'm just gonna try to fix this thing. I don't know, it's not working, man. So that stuff's program data. Where is the? So is it programs? It's not programs. Program files? I don't think it's in program files. It's not 86. It's 64. Plugins, but it's not it's a script. I don't know where I keep the scripts, man. Scripting? OBS and Lua, that's just the like scripting quote unquote engine, or the things you can use with it. Where the F is the Lua thing stored? Custom system tools? Flex element. You know what? I've been being dumb. I can like find out where the file location is from here. Just being stupid. Just being dumb. I can find out where it is right here. Instant replay. Okay, so I have it here. Okay, so front end, and then that tools. Okay. All right. I got this. I got it. Okay. Let me open up the downloads. Do is we will copy that. Paste it here. Continue. Yes, please continue. Do is we will change this to old. Zoom to mouse.lua. Okay. Yep, that's the one. Now I just want to duplicate, right? We just want to copy and paste. Continue. Do is to call this right display, right? So we'll just call this old. Let's do right display. Okay. Bear with me, folks. That's it. I think that's it. And I think the zoom should be working again once this reloads. So what I should do is just reload. Oh no. Did I fuck something up? I don't know what happened. Okay, maybe this works. Hopefully. Let's clear our errors out. And let's try again. Zoom. Oops. Zooming is working again. Okay, let's get back to it. Back to it then. What's going on here? Add a new paragraph element with a text nickname, right? Oh, we're not putting that in there? Okay, we're just not putting the embedded thing in there yet because we need to use that ternary operator again. Nickname? Question mark? Right, if it's truthy or something like that. Let's close that out there. And then, if it is not null, wait a minute. Oh no, how do I do this? Nickname is not null. Well, if it's not null, then we're just gonna say nickname, right? Else, we want to have it say NA, right? I think? Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it be. That's who it do. There we go. The map method will return a new array of player card items separated by commas. Interesting. Dokily dokily. We want to remove the commas between each player card. Can we get this done in this one thing? Because that would be nice. I would love to end this early. Actually, you know, shit to do. Let's see. Remove the commas between the player cards so it does not show up on screen. Chain the join method to the map method. What do you mean? What do you mean they'll be separated by commas? I don't understand. We're going to chain onto the map method at the end here. And an empty string? That's so weird, though. I don't understand. I do not understand this part. Array map. So, Oh, okay, because we're inside. Okay, yes. Oh, gosh. This is why I do not like the way this is laid out sometimes. Set player cards is the, we have this bigger function, right? Array is being default set the players, and so we pass in an array into this, set player cards thing. And we could even just do set player cards empty, right? So we can do it like this. We can do set player cards. This is coming up for sure. Array. We don't have an array thing. We have players. We can pass it in like that. Or since it's defaulted to players, we can just do it like that. And then that will execute the code that is inside of these brackets here, which is adding player cards to the inner HTML. But the array map function is putting commas somewhere? I'm very confused. So it's going to put a comma at the end of that return. I would really love to see this in action, but they broke this. They don't have it like updating yet. Yeah, I'm not sure in this one. So weird. Okay. Next step is to create a function that will detect when a user makes a selection from the player's drop-down list. So we need an event listener, of course. We're listening for on change. So before, because we had a form, we were listening on submit, but we can listen on change as well. So with the drop down, so with the text, when you're doing like a text input, you want to have that as a submit form and listen to the listen to the event or submit. But with the drop down, you can do this as listening on change. Interesting. Okay, that is interesting. I wonder if you could also do a change on the on text inputs and stuff. So I have seen that. I've seen that done before on a lot of like modern apps now, like where in your settings, like you change the text field and like it just automatically saves it. So there must be some event listener listening for the change, or in typing, and it's doing like an implicit submit or something like that. Yeah. Or maybe there's some other logic that like if you move away from the form after typing, it will submit the form or something. I'm not sure. It's interesting. Maybe we'll get to that in this course. Would be nice. Okay, what is going on here? So we need an empty callback function. Okay, that's what we're missing. Oakley dokley. And the callback function, we're going to pass in E as a parameter. Represents an object which contains the information for the event. Okay. Inside the callback function, we're going to add a console log, and we're just going to play around with some stuff here, it seems. And we're going to target value from E, and then we're going to see how that works. So if I open a selection, nicknames, nickname, forward, midfielder, defender, goalkeeper. Okay, and then if I do all, okay. Okay. Those are listed in here, right? We have our values here. All, nickname, forward, midfielder, defender, and goalkeeper. Those are the values of the options in the select option thing, drop down option. All right, I think that's what we need to do. Let's move along and remove the console log statement because all coding is recoding. Next step would be to reset the content for the player cards element. Now we're using the inner HTML property, and then what we're going to do is just to do an empty string. Okay. So if I change this, it should empty it out. There it goes. Yeah. Now we're cooking. Now we're playing around. Next step would be to add a switch statement, which will check for the user's selection from the player drop-down menu and filter out cards based on the player's positions. We're going to add switch statement, so we're going to have to remember how this works again. Maybe I should have taken notes. I remember last time I was very confident that I knew how switch statements worked. I think what we need to do is we need to pass in the thing that we need, right? e.targetValue is the thing that we're evaluating. And then inside of this, we're going to have cases, right? Right. Inside of this, we're going to add cases. So we have a case clause, and that's going to be nickname. And I think you do it this way. With that, like that? Yeah. Yepperdy do know. Or you don't need to have it like that, okay. Inside the filter method, okay, we're gonna call set player cards, and now we're gonna have a player's filter, but we don't have the filter thing yet, do we? We've done filtering, I think. So you need to pass in the filtering function. So we want player, and it's just to implicitly return the player.nickname. But is not null? Okay. Can't you just put it like that? I think you can just do it like that. Did we do that? I'm pretty sure that's not syntax that we use, right? Not equal to exactly null? Okay, yeah. That's the check. I don't know, I'm having such like, I was coding a lot with Python, and switching between Python and JavaScript I'm finding is very, very much a mindfuck. Yeah, trying to keep the syntaxes separate. Need to add a break statement below your set player's card. Yeah, okay. Brick stuff. Okay. We're almost done. Can we get this done? We have 10 minutes. We could do this. I'm gonna add a case clause for forward. So we need to, let's see, here, case forward. And then we're gonna do player cards again with an argument of players.filter. We need to pass in a function, and the filter method's going to take a arrow function with player as the parameter, and I'm going to check if player position equals forward. Okay. I think that's that. And then we can just add break at the end. Eric, if you're fat-fingered typer like me. Add a new case for defender. So it's again, we're just gonna do all these same things, you know. Just, yeah. Player, and then returning whether or not the player position is midfielder. And a break statement at the end. And should we finish this? We finish this? Yeah. Okay. So that's going to be basically it, I think. After this, defender and then goalkeeper is the next one. I would be step 42. Step 44 is to do the goaltender position. So. I forgot to add that there. And I think I missed a closing bracket here. Closing parentheses. Closing parentheticals. I'm just gonna like copy and paste because why not? Do this. Control D. Hit all of those elements and then just do goal tender or goalkeeper. Keeper, not a tender. And wait, is there a default? What's the default again? We should have had default. I guess default is going to be nicknames. No, we have nicknames. Default is going to be all players. That's the last step. And become a supporter, you know. I do like surviving. It is, you know, the world sucks, but, you know, it would suck more if I wasn't here. Don't you think so? I think it would suck more. Yeah. I could use food. And so could developers of FreeCodeCamp. So, support them. Support me, or support just anybody. Case default, I think, right? Default clause. It's just default. It's not case. Just default. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do set player cards, and then we're just gonna do all, and without anything passed in. That's it. Yeah, we just okay. And that's it. That is. Do we get a little fanfare? No, that's it. Okay. That's it. That's the little thingy here. You got your drop downs and your stuff there. Main fun thing is the set player cards piece of code here, which is interesting. We're nesting some things, right? We have this players inner HTML that we're adding on things to, right? Yeah, we're adding things on there. Okay, where you add on cards to the inner HTML of. And we saw this before. I'm going to close this down, and let's just go full screen. Why not? Why not go full screen? The player cards class, or the ID of the div, player cards div. Player cards div, all inside here. So if we go, no, that's fine. We could change nicknames. And that's those ones. That didn't change this part, which is interesting. Oh, okay. So we're looking at. I always make this mistake. We are looking at the original HTML, not the edited HTML that gets, manipulated in the browser. This is the original file. Okay. Well, okay. So inside of the player class cards, the player cards. That's okay. Yeah. What I want to say. So inside of that player cards function, you're adding inside of a div. We have this inner HTML. Inner HTML we work for inside of divs, and not text content. Text content, I think, is used for things like H2 things, elements, and paragraph elements, and whatchamacallit. I should be writing this down. So I'd say like text-like elements. So like, for example, span, or like, i.e. span, paragraph, H1, H2, etc. And used for div and others. I don't know which other ones. I'm thinking that's what if it's not an explicit rule, then it seems to be the style guide. Okay. And yeah, there we go. So that is, I think that's gonna do it for this week. I'm going to I'm gonna bow out. Yeah. So enjoy the week. Hope everyone's hitting their goals. I've been hitting my goal for doing these two tutorials. I have to take stock of like how many more weeks do we have in the year. We don't have that many more, right? We have like, so we're getting into the fourth quarter here. So with October, November, December, what is that, like 12 weeks? And so we're behind. We're not going to get to finish this by the end of the year. It's going to have to carry over to the next year. But hopefully, let's see, with any luck, I'll find some time to double up on some of these things and give myself at least a little time. So I'm going to break my rule. You know, I've got to run to the store, and so I'm gonna have to end this early, and you'll have to go on Pomodoroing without me. I know it's tough. Enjoy your break now, and I will catch you all next week, however you are watching this. Most likely it's on repeat. You're watching the recorded version, which hopefully I have edited out long breaks, but I'll keep the short breaks in there. That's what I did for the previous ones. I kept took the long breaks out and kept the shorter breaks in there. So let me know how that goes for you. And let's keep hitting our goals. I'll catch you next week.